Today we're going to be talking about 5 things that you're going to need at least to start when you start up your new laser engraving business or hobby. This is Rick the Huge, and I've been a laser engraver for 5 years. I have been a business owner of dvlaserworks for the last 4 years. So let's get into it. Now, the first things that we're going to talk about, very simple. How do you measure? Well, there's different ways of measuring stuff. It doesn't matter what it is. For flats, your standard tape measure. Um, you need to know how long everything is. Make sure it fits into your laser, um, and you go from there. The next thing, this tailor's tape. Now, this is about 8 yards worth of tailor's tape. Would you need that much? No. You probably need about at least half, if not less. But it's something that helps you figure stuff out on for your tumblers and stuff like that. You also need a good set of calipers. Now my calipers got up and ran away from me earlier. Oh, wait a minute. Here they are. Calipers like this, digital, and they'll help you out whether you're measuring uh, something like this business card, so you figure out what all you need to engrave, to even figuring out the radius on this. So at least on the engraving side. So that way, whenever you load it up into your software, your engraving software, be it RDWorks, your proprietary software, or even my personal favorite, Lightburn, you have all the numbers that you need. So measuring stuff is important. Next thing we're doing is cleaning. Cleaning tumbler, in general, cleaning tumblers, what you see engraved isn't how it comes off of a laser, minus a few things. And, once I get a hold of one, I'll show you. Um, there's a lot of scoring and carbon buildup on that engraved area. So it looks kind of dingy from the word go. Not a big whoop with this stuff. And I'm talking about LA Totally Awesome. This stuff right here, you can get at Dollar General, you can get it at Lowe's, Home Depot. I put it in a spray bottle, and I either spray it on the product itself, or this is life hack number part A for cleaning. This is a magic eraser. Um, Amazon has one that you can get, like, they're knockoffs. They're similar to construction as magic eraser, and it's a lot cheaper whenever you go through Amazon Prime and what have you. The other thing that I highly recommend, especially for cleaning, microfiber towels. This, when it comes down to your cleaning products, this is as important, if not the important thing for cleaning, because you want to make sure that you wipe everything off. I also highly recommend that you go buy some nitrile gloves. And let's see. I usually keep them right by my lasers. So this will come in handy too. And it's more to protect your digits from, keeping it from pruning up. And it helps you grip a little bit better. Now, that's dealing with tumblers. What about wood, you ask? This was kind of a surprise to me. There's several different schools of thought. Uh, Either A, sand it down, basically do a deep engrave, sand it down a little bit or plane it, and then all the scorch marks are gone. Or you don't have that a planer or a good belt sander or what have you. Hydrogen peroxide, locally sourced. That's the big thing right there. You pour it on your microfiber towel, and it will clean up everything all the score marks or scorch marks or carbon buildup, and get rid of some of the oils that do come up with it. So for cleaning, this is the one common denominator right here. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is levels. Now, I have this 4-foot level right here. I think it's 4, maybe 3. I had a way of measuring it. 3-foot level. The reason why I have that is to level my big laser, my CO2, my AP laser. And it works. If you don't have a level laser, not just the laser itself, but also the bed, it's hard to engrave something properly. Something will be a little out of whack, out of kilter. I mean, I'm out of kilter all the time, but I digress. But it's one of those things of it's something that you will need. The other thing, and especially whenever you're talking about tumblers, there's a little level about this size, and this is a Starrett level. It's expensive, but I use it. But you don't have to buy that. You can get it cheaper. Go to Home Depot, go to Harbor Freight, go to Lowe's, go to whatever uh, lumber yard, big store lumber yard, or box store, whatever. You get a little plastic one, and there's like a multi-pack on there, and it has different things. But just get the one that is plastic but has a single bubble on here that is actually a level, or you can get a torpedo level. Whatever floats your goat. I've got one of those floating around that I use to engrave, to level my bed. Levels are very good. I highly recommend them. Now, the next tool that I would recommend is a vise. Not the one that you have on your workbench, but something like this. This I got at Harbor Freight. I forget what I paid for it, but I've had this for a few years, and I use it on my fiber quite a bit, and I've started using it on my CO2. And these little jaws right here are magnetic, and you buy them separately. You can go over to Amazon, pick them up over there. Actually, very good purchase. This one was inexpensive. There's one that's a little bit more expensive. It's this part pushes in, so it automatically cinches down on whatever you're trying to lock into place. The other vise, this is called a pano vise, and pardon me, this I primarily use on my fiber laser. It tilts, it spins. Of course, this spins too. Oh, that hurt. So we're going to lock that in place, and then it can grip it a little bit tighter. Especially this is for like your funky jobs. I mean, I've used it to hold a golf club, something that my vise couldn't handle. These jaws, if you look right here, these screws, you just unscrew them, flip this jaw around, and it becomes wider. So that is something that I highly recommend getting, especially if you have like a Galvo laser. That's primarily where I would use it. I mean, you could use it on a CO2, but there's too many factors, especially with the moving head. The last thing I want to talk to you is probably the most important tool that I own, and that is blue painter's tape. And you're like, well, why is this such an important item? Blue painter's tape, especially for those of you that are getting into tumblers, it will save you money. Now, for example, I went through about when I was first starting out on my CO2, I was burning through tumblers because the engraving was looking stupid, whether it was egg shaped. There was a whole litany of reasons why it was doing that. And then one of my buddies in a group was like, well, do you have blue painter's tape? I'm like, why? He said, this will, you could set it at the lowest setting, just enough to mark it. And on my laser, it's about 10 to 13% power. Excuse me. And it will produce a white coloring. And I'll do a video showing why blue painter's tape is so important. But it was one of those things of, why didn't somebody tell me this? And that's the purpose of this video, is to make sure y'all know what is the most important things to have. Is this an all-inclusive list? No. Everybody's job is going to, everybody's business, whether it's a hobby, whether you are, adding to your current business or even opening a future business, that is going to be what you need. That's all specific. This is generality. This is over 4 years of owning my own business, 5 in laser engraving. Heck, I use this blue painter's tape for its actual intention, except I engrave through it, use it as a stencil, so I can color fill it, and then whether it's through spray paint or acrylics or what have you. So it's all up to you. Now, there's some other things that people will probably need. Like I said, rubber gloves are good. Um, Legos. Legos. It's not for kids anymore. I do have a video in that I'll try to link onto this. So Legos are good. Golf tees, same way. I use golf tees to kind of secure um, my rotary device into position. I also use magnets. Now, these types of magnets right here, I got this over at Harbor Freight. You may have something similar to that where you are, or you can order them from Amazon. They come in various sizes. They can hold stuff together. You can get them low profile neodymium. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it, I think. Magnets to hold stuff in place, whether it's this type of material or whatever. It's all up to you. But again, to go over things you need, something to measure with. That would be your tape measure, your tailor's tape. If you're doing tumblers and calipers, um, you'll need something to clean. Um, there's also, the LA Awesome, great stuff. There's another stuff called Blue, and it's spelled BLU. I don't know how that works. I've heard good reviews on it. I haven't tried it. It is a little bit pricey and I'm a lot cheap. Um, these are important, whether you're doing wood or doing tumblers. This is important for tumblers. They'll knock off everything, look at all, make it all nice and shiny and pretty. Um, levels are important, whether it's torpedo level, a 4-foot level, or even a small level like this. The vices are optional. It all depends on what you do. It's something that helps me out. But this right here, if you're doing tumblers, get this. You test your, cover up the area, test your design before you even turn on that laser, because Yetis, Stanleys, everything is expensive. Um, so why lose money that way? Again, I appreciate y'all joining in. This is Rick the Ooge, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great day.